Hi, we are going to make a guitar in our website today. So the guitar would look something like this. See, the string will be playable. So this is what we are going to make today. So let's just start from the default code base. So I need to show you something interesting. What I have made right now is this particular guitar named GSAP project, which has definitely few of the confusing SVG parts, and they are grouped together like 6 strings, a fret, and there is an image of a head of the guitar, and there are a few JS codes that does something. I'll show you image right now what it does, and there is a very basic CSS file. But looking at the output, you'll see this is the guitar that I made from scratch. And the fun part over here is that the strings moves as you take your mouse onto the strings. Okay, and that gives you the feel, right? Now, what is the problem with this? Well, first thing, it do not have any sound. What I want is each particular string of the guitar should produce exactly same sound that it actually produces in real life. Also, the problem is this expand in x direction as well. So if you can see, the strings are being expanded in the x direction as well, and this direction as well, which is the flaw in this particular code. And today we are going to fix this mess up. So let's keep up with me. So first thing you need to do is you need to find out where these strings are in the HTML file. So if I could just search for the strings, there you go. So first thing you need to do is you need to find out where these strings are in the HTML file. So if I could just search for the strings, there you go. There are 6 strings. So any modification on these 6 files will, these 6 paths will immediately reflect on the other side. So if you just change the start path, let's say from this to 900, maybe it will go somewhere upward over here. If you can see, the string is right here. Okay, let's look what is the code that is moving the strings like this. So first thing that we are doing over here is we are getting which container this belong in. So it is the guitar ID. So if you can just see, this SVG belong to the div which has guitar ID, and inside that there is a SVG of a full length. Okay, then we are getting the species through query selector, and then we are getting strings path. So we are definitely using the array.from svg.query selector all and path.strings. So what it is doing exactly is over here, if you see, there is a class named string. So I will support the class. So this all dot string will resolve this particular HTML code. Hence, these string paths will record all those paths from the strings, and we are defining the base D and the final D, which is both the same value initially, because final D is going to be changed only when we hover over these strings. So if you see, this path is exactly set up with this given path. These two paths are the same, and these paths are same with this one. Now we want to get each and every attribute of this particular guitar strings. So first thing that we do is we divide this path in 2 different paths. The first part before Q and the second part after Q. Now you might wonder what is this path. So if you break down this path, Let me just open up a maybe yeah, eraser. Let's go with the eraser. X Kali draw. So these 2 points are the start point of this path, and these 2 points is the control point which we can move up and down to make a curvature, and this point is the end point. This is control point, this is start point, and this is end point. So you have to get the start point, you have to divide this by divide by 2, and then again you can get the points of the control point by dividing this by 2, which we would use probably space between these numbers to record that value. So let's see that. So parts are divided using that split on Q, and then first part, which is M, which is the start point, and the rest part is which is second part, and we are removing all the trailing spaces and spaces before these numbers, which there is no any spaces, which is not going to make any difference. Again, for the start point, we literally remove M with nothing, and again remove the spaces and replace comma with space. So given comma will be removed with a space, so this will look something like this. After cutting M, it will look just like this. And for the nums, we are splitting the rest part with the spaces, so slash s, which means spaces in a code. So this will have the 4 part of it, and nums will have the four parts. So as I suggested, start is going to be start, control x is going to be nums of 0, control y is going to be nums of 1, end x is going to be nums of 2, and end y is going to be nums of 2. Only thing we are doing in this whole particular function is just break down these values of all of these strings path. Recording the start value, we are recording the control point, we are recording the end point, so that we can do necessary modifications when we need to. Now this function may look a little bit confusing at the start, but this has a very important job to do in here. What exactly do? See, we have 2 coordinate system in our screen. So the first coordinate traditional system is that we record the coordinates of the screen in. So whenever we count, we just go like 2, 3, and then again if there is 5 and then 5, we go like 5, 5. So it is in these 2 directions, the traditional coordinate system. But the SVG coordinate system is a little bit different. Well, the x-axis is same, but the y-axis is flipped, which is inverse, we would call. So now 2, 1 will be something like this, because this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, right? So since we are working out with the SVGs, and this particular canvas reads the traditional coordinate system, we just have to inverse that out to get us in the SVG coordinate system. So this particular function does literally that. It gets the SVG point, and there is an event, and this event is like creating a create SVG point, SVG to SVG point, and coordinate the point v dot x is client of x, EBT, and EBT client of y, and we are just transform using the matrix transform to inverse it. So you can see we are inversing the given particular points into the SVG point coordinate system. We are returning the same point of the client x and client y, which is traditional coordinate system. We are returning the same point of the client x and client y, which is traditional coordinate system, to the inverse one, which is the SVG coordinate system. Now if we use PT, then we are pretty much good to go with. And we are also recording which strings are active, because when we hover, see, few of the string has to already left behind, so that it would give the feel, because you cannot capture all the strings at once, right? So there is a threshold, there is always a threshold. We can pick only up to 1, 2, 3, 4, around, yeah, 4, and the below one is already removed from the active strings, so it will look something like this. And even better would be that there is only active strings, maybe 2 or 3 only. But for now, let's just let it be like that. Now we are applying event listener on container. So on mouse move, we are invoking our event, and that get SVG point function we are using, and we are converting that E to P. So we are converting the traditional coordinate system points to the SVG coordinate system. Now strings the part for each function we are passing two values, element and I, which is the index and the element itself. And remember what was the strings path? I told you these are the strings path, which is encapsulating which is getting all the strings from this. Okay. 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 S is equal to past of I. So for each index we are getting single strings, right? String of I is equal to fast float s dot s is string dot start. So we are getting the start of each particular strings path and is splitting it with a space, and we are taking the second value of this. So for each string we are accessing this value. We are accessing this value, the y coordinate value. X is going to be same while we are going to access the string y value. And response zone we have put to the 50 pixels, and we are calculating if maths that absolute of p dot y, which is again if you look at it, nothing but the second coordinate. So we are definitely going to assign that value to something. So the difference should be less than response zone, and this is what I was talking about when I said how many limit we want to put. So active strings is definitely going to count on the basis of what is the response zone. So if I make it 20, and if you look at this, there will be limited amount of strings captured together. Now the response is very quick. Over this string, it is not taking the response above it. So we put this 50, it is activating just above the strings as well, which is cool. So the coordinate and string start point should be exactly on this difference. So what to do, we activate the string. Now we have the control x and control y, which we are assigning from p of x to fixed to 2. So we are just changing the control points according to where our particular coordinate is. So control point is going to be changed, right? And I think d is equal to m plus start plus q plus control x plus space plus control x plus space plus inverse, which is the same format as this one. So we just change the d of our each string by recording where our coordinate is. We are changing the control points. Okay, and we are using this app to implement those changes on this duration, because even if you reduce the timing, it will immediately reflect like this. It comes back immediately. It doesn't give you much feel. So if you want to hold this for a longer, being like this, but I think this is also too much, so I think I'll keep it at 0.8. But maybe the power 3 is not exactly resonating on what we want to. So let's leave this for now, because since this is not much creating much issues right now. Okay, else if strings is active, the particular string is active, then what we do, we just change this state, and there's the delay of the active string. So whichever position it is in, we are giving delay on the basis of the position. So if you remove the position, what will happen? These particular strings leave the motion little faster than others. So we want to, with each increasing I, we want to give the delay different. And we are again implementing it using GSAP. And duration of leaving the active string, we have kept it 0.8, which I think should be increased. It immediately leaves the position, so it's not good. This small changes really matters in this case, right? Yep. And on mouse leave, again we are doing the animation things, we are doing the delay and all. So that is it. Now, how can we fix this issue? Can you point out the exact place in the code where we can do modifications to say, hey, we cannot go past by this because this is beyond where you can access the string? Yes. The first thing that comes in my mind is that, hey, why don't we record the x coordinate of the start point of the each string and the x coordinate of x coordinate of each strings in the JavaScript, and we'll say, hey, the client X will not be able to modify itself, or maybe the control X and Y will not be able to modify itself if it surpasses this value, beyond this value. So if we can just go over here, this is where we can make the modifications. So it would be good to we have access to it. So you can write if p dot, or maybe start. So it would be good to we have access to it. So you can write if p dot, or maybe start of 0, because the start has two values and a space. I think we should not replace this comma, because right now if I do console.log start, this looks something like the array with a space in it. So we will receive 6 string start point like this, but I want it to be the array, so I'll just remove this part and let's see what will happen. So we have this in a comma, and now let's check if we can access the elements. No, we cannot yet, because this is not a array. return comma. I can do that. Yes, we have the array now. Console log of 0. We have the first part. Okay, you can see how I did it, right? So you have to convert it back actually. So I have to replace and trim and all. So we'll do it later. Okay, no problem. If p dot x is less than start of 0, then we do not do anything. So if this is the true case, or maybe and yes, t of again int x is less than, oh, p only has access to p dot x or y. Yeah, it should be x less than int of x. Then only we are doing this whole thing. And while constructing, again we have to modify this start to something else. So we have to write like start dot replace. So let me just keep the same. Start dot replace comma with space and dot trim. That's it. See if I console this log out. Dot log. Now if it is start, and if I remove the console, this is not console log. Okay, let's see if this works or not. And first thing first, console is not working. This whole part is not working. It's saying a start after the start, the display is not a function. Okay, let it be in the same state, but I know it will not work again because yep. So it is definitely going to give us an error over here. Oh, this function is reading the string y. Y's position at the in the same way I can read the string x position. Oh, I should have done the same instead of modifying it. So let this all code be, in fact let it be all the same like this, and we're going to say string of x, string of x here as well, and over here I can make a variable string of yx or float as dot start dot split. since we already changed the spaces, it had this problem with recording the values, right? So that is what happened. Good. Okay, we're expecting brushes over here as well, and we're not doing any modifications over here. Oh, whoa, this is now doing some weird stuff. Have we changed anything? Let us go back to where it was. Okay, let me post this particular code first. Git add guitar script. Git commit fit add motion to the string using GSAP. Also git add guitar styles css commit fit and basic styling. Okay, and don't get this origin. Okay, no problem. Now we are going to find a string of y over here. I'm going to create a duplicate of it. We're going to do the same. Right, x 0. Let us see what is string x output and string y output. Okay, it must repeat itself after 5 strings. Oh, these are the values. These are definitely the same value. Whenever we hover over the screen, it literally bring up every coordinate of 6 strings again and again and again. Hold. Cool. Then what is py and px? Which is the live location? I know that. Let me comment down this for a moment. Live locations. So over here, which is 9, just below 900 something. So we cannot allow before 960, 70 or something like that, which is again the value of string x. So over here 975, 974. For few strings it is little before that, so maybe we can keep the average of 976. Yeah. So now we have the answers. So over here I'll go like I'll take the x location and leave pfy is greater than, sorry, pfx is greater than a string of x and p of x is less than end of x, then only update these points. How does that feel now? So we hover over here. It says int x is not defined. Let's see, int x is defined. Well, oh, we can access it from s dot. Okay, no problem. Just x s dot end of s. Now it will work. So inside this string, it is working really well. Really working well. But when we go outside of this value, it does something crazy. At least we now know that this has something to do with it. Oh, okay. Oh, it is not literally updating the value. I mean, this is this is the assignment, so at least we have to have a else condition where it exactly it leaves the value as it is. I mean, no modifications like this, but control x value is going to be the maybe start value. So maybe you can write a string x over here and control y value string of y. So yeah, there you go. But I'm not sure if it will work on the other side as well. So it is working exactly how you wanted to do it. The natural reaction is actually messed up, I think, right? And so you can also see that natural action is not okay. But this is good enough. So we just achieved what we wanted by recording the x value as well and putting the conditions that hey, if this goes out of the boundary in x axis, then do nothing, and if it is in the boundary, then you can do whatever you want to. You can update the value. And we didn't even modify the start as well. So this was very smart way to get the values without modifying it. This particular way, I liked it through the functions. And now let me just get our script. Get our script. Get commit hyphen and fix. I'll just fix the x axis boundary of string oscillation. Okay, maybe let's put this code as well. Okay, now what else do we have to do in here? I was talking about the sounds, right? So let's download the sounds of each strings. So I have to say media, maybe audios. Oh, it just happened to be file. mkdir guitar audios. Okay, I think we can go get these audios from network tab while we play. They've already named it already, so just have to pick it up. C5, E4, 3, 1. I don't know what is the difference between E3 and guitar. So is this that like over here, if I play the E string in this fret, I don't find much difference, but maybe it has a difference. So which one would we download now? Let's just pick up the arbitrary number, okay, and download it according to that. So we're not playing the guitar over here, we're playing the guitar over here most of the time. So let's pick the higher value. So let's pick up the H9. We have G only up to 4, D up to 5, and E up to 5. So the highest value is going to be 4. Okay, let's save this one, E4, E4. We'll write E only over here. So for each active string I have to play the sound, right? Alright. Well, play audio using JavaScript. I don't have to get the, like, we have to get the element from the HTML, then we should set it to the play, something like that. So must use the tag like this. Okay, this is the cool thing. Let me just try it out. E. So we have to embed over here. So division of audios, audio search dot slash audios e audio slash audios e d and audios slash audios edg audio dot slash audios dg b audio slash audios 234 a audios slash audios w edg b edg b e b so a is in the second place. Okay, no problem. EADGBE. EADGBE. So let's look how our this looks okay. This looks cool. So it says how we can write. Just do this. And we have not put any ID over here. It's the sameness. Okay, ID, let's call it E. Let's put this and ID, let's call it A. Oh, ID is equal to D. ID is equal to J. Why is this not working? Okay. For now, let's write. Let's just write it for the. I'm not sure if I have to include that. It's because this is the common idea. So is it playing itself or not? That's the question. Well, we cannot see that because P is there, and you are saying I need to allow the audio. Okay, now allow your audio. Plays itself. Now it is full. Okay, changing code, it just it plays audio all the time. EADGB. EA. Oh. Go to escape mode. Wow. Document dot get element by id aad dot play document dot get element by aadg play b document dot get by b dot play. Now you will listen the whole sound. Okay. Sorry, EADGB. EADGB. Yes, it is correct. I have to modify the conditions when we are exactly playing this audio. Advanced. Okay, const of it is equal to document. I should have mapped this particular audio key. We should play. Let's just see out this. Okay, console.log active strings. Have this numbering. Let's just try to play. Okay, we have the I and the element. So element itself. So console.log. Yeah. This shall help. Yes. the sixth path, and we should know which string it is. So it is always better to write the class name over here as well. The ID over here, okay, to 6. Five, 4, 3, and ID is equal to 2. Okay, makes sense. Now if I do this, we have the ID as well. So what you can do is write the conditions over here. Console.create ID. But after we leave the mouse this area, this invokes all the elements rather than just the one which are active. See, it prints all the value. It's all the value, and this area is the area it thinks it's a record, but whoa, there's something wrong with this. I think this will not help. We should do the thing over here while we are changing the path. Over here. So console.log of here. Look at it. Wherever we go, let us record this one. 222, yes, this is what we want. So if el.id is equal to, let's say, 1, then to play like, or the below one double e, so double e dot play. So loop this up to 6. So we have to use the switch statement. Switch dot id is 1. TV dot play is 2. B. Dot play keys 3. g.play keys for d.play and keys 5 d.play. Now finally case 6 capital E.play. So I just don't have to write this anymore. That ID. Maybe this should be changed with something else. Let's just now use the ChatGPT. Not ChatGPT, the GitHub Copilot. Fix the switch statement. Let's see what it does. ID, but rather we are creating a new our own custom function that handles the delays. So the name of the function we wrote is playNote, and here's the function. So it has two parameters, the audio and the duration. What is the duration of the playing of that string. Now we check we put the current time to 0, we play it, and if there is an error we catch the error, and we use the setTimer function, and we also do audio.pause after 600 milliseconds. So we just look at this. Since this is a guitar model simulation, so it's not going to be exactly similar when we play the real guitar. So the limitation is that we can access the guitar's string randomly from anywhere. So if I want to access this string and this string, I can access the both string at once. But in computer we do not have 2 pointers, so we cannot access this and that string together. So the real field is still going to not come, but congratulations, you just have made the guitar on your web page. It is kind of cool if you play it one by one. So look at this, isn't it? See? And also the audio that I used is not the one which is not exactly matching up with the notes. So yep, so that was it for making a guitar on a website. So that would be it, I guess. Let me just post this. Git add guitar, git commit -m fix manage the audio duration and yes, you can access these codes in the GitHub account. The repository link will be provided in the description below. Thank you so much for watching the video.